Mike podcast, broadcasting from an undisclosed location in the heart of Dixie. I am Michael, and I am here with Liberty Larry.
How's it going?
Doing okay.
You're doing well enough to be here.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I kept having to put it off, but at least today I didn't sit most of the day in front of a computer before doing this.
Yeah.
So
you think you can make it?
Half hour?
Yeah, I was fixing to say 45 minutes.
Half hour. I got needles down my arm already, so.
Oh, man.
No, probably not 45 minutes.
Yeah.
At least I've got a couple of clips again. This is my new plan of how to deal with this, is that I insert some clips more than we normally do, which is actually what we normally do, I suppose, is somewhere between 0 and 1.
Yeah.
On the
Usually
average.
A clip. Yeah.
If I put 2 or more clips in there, then I get a chance to like put myself in a different position for a couple of minutes, like pause.
Yeah.
So, maybe
it helps.
Will last a little longer.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, one of my clips is something that I didn't even tell you that we were thinking about talking about.
Oh, nice. so it'll be a surprise for everybody.
Yeah. I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm doing the best I can. It's the same thing I told my boss at work.
Yeah.
Like, I'm doing the best I can here.
Yeah. Getting old, you're falling apart.
Yeah, it seems to be it. Oh, well, at least in the end, I can do this from the bed if I end up a paraplegic or quadriplegic or something.
Be setting up a microphone and a computer and the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. Be like Stephen Hawking doing this thing.
With a little typewriter.
Maybe. Didn't he wasn't his eyes? Because he couldn't really move his hands that well. I think that he picked words.
Oh, no, I thought he did the hand. I thought he had the little hand.
Maybe he did. I don't remember.
That's what I thought, but I could be wrong. I'm not.
I don't know how all that works. I might find out, but let's hope not.
Let's hope not. Not there yet.
Where you want to start?
I don't know. We can start with Colbert. Colbert. Yeah.
Colbert. Yeah, that's interesting. So the Tonight Show. Yeah. That's his, right?
He had the Tonight Show. Yeah.
Yeah. Whole thing's going away. It's been on the air for like 50 years.
Yeah. Like I say, it used
maybe
to
more.
It used to be really good.
With Colbert? He's been there for like 10 years.
Yeah, it's been horrible. I mean, I don't know. It may have been better when he first started. I don't remember it ever being good, though, with him there.
10 years puts him in just around the time that Trump came on the scene politically. So
yeah, so that timing seems about right. Yeah, it's just never good. But I used to really enjoy the night shows like Jay Leno and Letterman. I mean, I used to watch those years ago when they still were like the shows, and I always found them entertaining. Especially Jay Leno, his monologues were pretty consistently good.
Yeah.
I always enjoyed them, but yeah, ever since this newer group, and Colbert is the worst amongst them. It's just not entertaining. I don't know.
What's the guy that used to do the man show? Kimmel,
yeah.
You think Colbert's worse than Kimmel?
I don't know. I thought
I don't watch any of them, so I
thought
have no
Kimmel
idea.
was pretty good when he had like the Late Show.
Yeah.
I haven't watched him a lot since he took over the main show.
Yeah. Well, apparently he's not really doing that anymore either.
Yeah. Wait, is Kimmel? No, I'm thinking of Fallon.
Oh, Fallon?
Yeah.
Fallon's probably the best of them from what I hear.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say when he had the later show, because he had the one after, like the Late Show, he was pretty good. Kimmel, I've never cared for him. Yeah, he's the one that's on, I don't know, he's on Channel 3. I never cared for him either.
Yeah. I thought he was great back when he did the Man Show.
Yeah, but
that thing was funny.
Yeah, well, that was funny. I remember
Colbert
that.
was funny on The Daily Show. His bits on The Daily Show. They gave him his own show, but I never watched.
It was good too.
Report.
The Colbert Report. Yeah, or Rapport or something like that. I want to say it was pronounced funny.
Okay.
Yeah, it's some kind of joke. But yeah, where he was pretending to be a right winger, like it was actually funny. But yeah, apparently he can play somebody funny, but he can't be somebody funny.
That's interesting.
I mean, that's kind of my takeaway from this. I don't know. So
well, there's a lot of claims that this is a political thing, that it's related to his networks settling a suit from Donald Trump.
yeah,
That Donald Trump, like part of the settlement, the quiet part of the settlement was that they get rid of Colbert.
Yeah.
I mean, I suspect that Donald Trump doesn't care about Colbert one way or another. I could be wrong about that.
I mean, I think he cares about him as much as he doesn't care for him, but I don't think that he cares enough to like work it into his lawsuit. Like,
Yeah. Well, it wouldn't be
mean,
part of the lawsuit. It would be part of the private settlement.
Yeah, no, I get that. But even still, though, I just don't. I don't know, though. Trump is so big-headed and can't stand anybody to say a foul word against him. I could see him being that petty.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't actually think that's what's happened, but I can see it.
Well, the network claims that it's totally a financial decision, or at least that's what they initially claimed. I've heard some conflicting reports on that since, but the numbers are. She got up there quick.
Yeah.
The numbers are that the show costs $100 million a year to produce, and brings in $60 million in revenue.
Yeah. That brings you to the 40 million number deficit that I keep seeing.
Yeah. Gosh, I can't even imagine. If they just gave us the deficit,
right? Well, and that's
and in fact, they could give us 10% of the deficit. You know how much it costs for us to put this program together? Like I've got like $1,000 in equipment, and it costs us about $1,000 a year in hosting and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Imagine if you had 40 million which a lot of that money is just salaries and like assistants and crap like that.
I think the number I heard is they have something like 200 people working on that show.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot for a show of that does what it does.
Now, of course, the other side is saying, well, it doesn't make sense to get rid of that show. It was the best rated late night show. I mean, I just think that that's a representation of how far late night's fallen. And in fact, his numbers are something like 10% of what Johnny Carson did.
Yeah.
Now, Johnny Carson didn't have as much to compete with.
I was going to say it was a different time then, because I'll tell you, all of these guys all of these late shows, I mean, they're competing with the internet.
Yeah.
And the internet going to win that. Like, it's just is what it is. And I'll tell you, like, syndicated TV is going away. I mean, I think that this is a sign of something bigger that's coming. I mean, I think the late shows are pretty well done. I think over the next year, we're going to see them fall one by one.
Yeah.
And
how about Saturday Night Live?
I mean,
will that one stay or go?
I think it ends up going. I mean, because
I don't know what their ratings
I
are like.
think
I'm just
all
curious.
of this ends up going. I think that we're going to see a bunch of these big TV networks start to collapse. I mean, the market's
media
just not
landscape
there.
has changed.
Yeah, and I don't see how they adapt into it.
Yeah. They call it a podcast instead of the late show.
Maybe.
It's the late podcast.
Yeah. Well,
And the late podcast.
They do better if they if they did something kind of like that though, where they record and broadcast it the same way, but package it up and sell it differently.
Yeah.
Like in another format or something. I mean, there may be a solution there for them, something like that, but this model just doesn't work anymore.
Yeah. Well, the counter argument to it was a financial decision is that it was a political decision.
Yeah.
Now, there's something interesting about that claim to me, which is the implicit admission that it was a political show.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I know that categorically they wouldn't classify it that way. But if you ever watched it, I mean, there's no other way to classify it.
No.
It's not comedy.
He had bad ratings. He got a bump by just going after Trump.
Yeah.
And being the late show that was most hateful towards Trump and that appeals to some group of people. I don't know. the absolute hate probably, I don't know, 20% of the country, something like that.
Yeah.
The problem is that the late shows, you want to draw in audiences from everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, it's supposed to be for everybody.
Yeah.
You can't tell half of your potential audience, to go whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And expect to do well. And the problem was addressing these issues maybe at all. I've got a clip from Johnny Carson from an interview from way back where he was confronted with the why don't you address serious issues on the show. And this is what Carson had to say.
All right.
Do you get sensitive about the fact that people say he'll never take a serious controversy?
Well, I have an answer to that. I said, now, tell me the last time that Jack Benny, Red Skelton, any comedian, used his show to do serious issues. That's not what I'm there for. Can't they see that?
But you're not...
Why do they think that just because you have a Tonight Show that you must deal in serious issues? It's a danger. It's a real danger. Once you start that, you start to get that self-important feeling that what you say has great import. And you know, strangely enough, you could use that show as a forum. You could sway people, and I don't think you should as an entertainer.
Well, I mean, it just goes back to that thing about going after the funny. And it makes me think of Dave Chappelle, because when you watch Dave Chappelle's stuff, he goes after any and everybody, every group, that's just, if it's funny, he goes after it. And that's how you got to be if you're going to run a show like that and be successful.
What Carson always remembered was that he was first and foremost an entertainer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Colbert started chasing the applause instead of the laughter.
Yeah, exactly. And it, like I say, and that's actually a really good way to put it, because like most of the people when I'd watch it every now and then, like that is what he was getting, was applause, not laughter. Mm-hmm. And a comedian's supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we clap for politicians and we laugh at comedians. Like I say, I'm not clapping for very many politicians, but but that should be the idea, you know.
Yeah. Are you going to a comedy show or a rally?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Actually, Trump gets more laughs at his rallies than Colbert got on his Late Show. I don't know.
That's true. So,
I think Trump might actually be inherently funnier than Colbert after all this.
Yeah, well, if they each had a show, there's one of them I would be tuning into. It'd be Trump, because Trump is, I mean, he is funny. Like,
I want to see a stand-up showdown.
Yeah.
If such a thing exists. Yeah. A stand-up showdown between Donald Trump and Barack Obama.
Oh, yeah.
Obama was a funny guy, too.
He is.
I think he had really good timing.
Yeah. Well, and that's kind of Trump's thing. I mean, he speaks so strangely anyway.
Yeah.
But it is, dude, comedy's all about timing. Yeah. Like that's what it all is. So
I think that could be an entertaining. Like if the two of them intentionally wrote, I want them to do it themselves though.
Yeah.
I don't want them to get material from people and present it. I want them both to write their own, 10-minute stand-up routine.
Monologue, yeah.
Yeah. And just go against each other in the stand-up showdown.
That would be good.
Yeah. A side note on this is that The View is also going on hiatus.
Oh, really? I didn't hear about that.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that. I didn't even hear about that one.
Yeah.
To come back later or permanently? Who knows? Yeah.
Probably permanently, but that's not what they've said.
Okay, yeah.
And I think they're claiming that it's some kind of political motivation as well, but
yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember if I actually read that or heard that or just assumed that they would.
Yeah. The eyeballs are going away from all of us. I mean, it's syndicated TV is in trouble. Mm-hmm. I just don't see any way around it.
I think it's strange, though, that two of the farthest left-wing shows
Yeah.
are both going off the air not long after USAID funding is cut. Is that a coincidence, you think? It's just a coincidence. I mean, we know that USAID was funneling money back into media organizations.
Oh, it was, yeah.
Now suddenly The View and the Tonight Show are now they're unprofitable.
All right.
How were they profitable before?
Yeah.
I don't know. The other thing about the buyout that may be a part of this, that the pressure was on. God, what is the network? Why can't I think of the network that the Late Show is on, that Colbert's show is on?
I think it was on 5. Not that helps you at all.
Not one bit.
CBS maybe?
Okay.
I feel like it's
Really?
CBS, but I could be wrong.
No. I think it's NBC because
Is
it's
it
it's a
NBC?
Disney network, isn't it?
NB
I think it's
ABC is the Disney
ABC.
network.
You're right.
Is the
Right,
Disney
right.
network.
I think it was ABC.
Yeah.
Um,
That Colbert was on?
yeah.
I don't think so.
No. Oh.
That's the one that Kimmel's on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's on the Disney network.
That's right. All right.
Yeah.
Well, whatever it is. This is things that I should know. I'm medicated. So anyway, though, there's a buyout going on at the network.
Yeah.
And that's what they're saying. The administration has to approve the buyout. And so there was pressure for them to settle this lawsuit with Trump because of that. And that, but the
and
thing
drop
is that
the dead weight. I mean, that's part of like when you're part of the buyout. I'm sure is that they
that's
need
what
to
I
make
would
the
think.
numbers look as good as they can for the buyout.
it's more likely that they don't want. So it's Larry Ellison's company, I think, that's buying them out. Larry Ellison's a big Trump supporter.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can't imagine, if this is all quid pro quo kind of stuff anyway, I don't think the Trump administration would stand in front of a buyout by a company that's owned by one of his big supporters anyway.
Oh, yeah. That's not going to happen.
So I think that you're onto it. Like that it was a financial thing. It's because they want to not try and sell the company with a $40 million loss on a single TV show.
All right. that hurts the bottom line.
Yeah. So I think that that's more likely it. But yeah, just things are changing.
That whole landscape is going to be different. Like, I mean, 10 years from now, there's no telling what that whole landscape's going to look like.
Mm-hmm.
And we're in the midst of the changes now. So,
yeah. You were telling me the other night that something about Mike Johnson standing in front of Epstein information releases.
yeah. So our boy Thomas Massey put a bill out to or was some kind of order to get some stuff released from the Epstein files, and Mike Johnson shut down the House, sent them into recess early.
Yeah.
Just to
when did you say it was?
September?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I wonder if they continue to draw a paycheck during that time, or are they giving a refund to the United States taxpayer for taking a month and a half off?
Well, I think they always take a month off. I think he only sent them out a few weeks early. I'm not exactly sure.
Summer vacation,
but
like school teachers, but they get paid a lot more.
Yeah, his claim is that they had finished all of Trump's agenda, that they had gotten everything that he had wanted done, and that was Johnson's claim was that was the reason he was putting it in recess. But Massey was out there putting this out, and Massey was probably going to have the votes for it.
Yeah. Well, Mike Johnson just recently, I saw an interview. When you told me that, I thought of this, is that I saw an interview with Mike Johnson, heard. I didn't see it, but heard an interview with Mike Johnson recently where he was saying that he thought it was really important that the Epstein files get released.
Well, they're all on record saying that.
Yeah, but they're not going to do it.
Well, not only are they not going to do it, a lot of them have turned tail since then.
Yeah.
Once Trump gave the order that, we're not talking about this anymore, it's time to move on, a lot of those people have just gotten on board with that. But they're all on the record being on the other side of this.
My mom was ridiculing the idea today that Trump's in those records. And he may or may not be. I mean, I think it's pretty well established that he had a falling out with Epstein in the early 2000s. But
Yeah.
Which
Which means he's in there in some capacity.
Yeah. But she was saying, if you think for one moment that if he was in those records that they wouldn't have been released already. And I said, yeah, absolutely. Because the other side's harmed greatly too.
Yeah.
That's why we'll never see them.
Yeah.
Is because neither side comes out looking good.
Well, and that's what's so frustrating about what's going on right now, because the Democrats are playing right into Trump's hand by pushing this deal now. Because now all the Democrats are we got to get this released and blah, blah, which they weren't saying anything about that when Biden was in office. This was all one-sided. And like they're playing right into Trump's hand with that, though, because now Trump can point to them and be like, look, they're the ones who want this release. There's nothing here. You know?
Well, it's theater.
That's exactly what it is.
Well, and now we have, so Tulsi came out, and I think that this was a good thing for Tulsi, to come out and, she gave a long presentation about information that they were releasing related to the whole Russiagate scandal.
Yeah. Which,
and
if everybody remembers, was quite the scandal pre-COVID.
Yeah. Yeah. And continued to be after Trump's election. Yeah. So, but, this is a bunch of information related to, department memos and stuff, like documentation related to the Obama administration's use of the Justice Department and the intel agencies against candidate and then President Trump.
Yeah.
Now, of course, this isn't breaking news, for sure. We were talking about it at the time, that I don't think that they released any information that didn't support a position that we had already taken.
Oh yeah.
But now you have internal documentation, and of course it shows that Brennan is a liar, and Comey is a liar, and Obama is a liar, and Biden is a liar. Yeah. That they all claimed that these various pieces of information that were known to be untrue weren't part of the investigation when they were, and all kinds of stuff. Now, I connect this though to the Epstein thing, because now we'll see if there are any prosecutions.
Yeah.
And I predict that there won't be.
No.
And that means, and if there
shocked.
are no prosecutions, this too is just theater.
Yeah, and I think it is, and I think the timing is no accident with because people are just not letting go of this Epstein thing.
Yeah,
as much as Trump wants them to, and it's funny because
it's the new distraction. This
is the new distraction. It's wild, and I think you're right. I don't think we'll see anything come of it. Like I say, she sent it to the Justice Department, so that's Pam Bondi. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's her little arena. So we've already seen this story end once. It's on my desk, and all of a sudden it's just nothing to see here.
Exactly.
So, and I think this will be more. I hope not.
Oh, it's beyond the statute of limitations or something. I mean, who knows?
And I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh, they're going to get Obama for this. Obama's going to go down for this." Mm-hmm. Obama isn't going anywhere. He'll end up with presidential immunity over all of this.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people
That's
around him.
But they're trying to treat it as a conspiracy case from 2016 through 20 whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe through 2024. I don't remember exactly what they're. I think that is it though. The 2016 through 2024.
Yeah.
Now treating it as a conspiracy allows them to pull in information that's beyond the statute of limitations because it's all part of a single case.
Yeah.
But I just don't think that anything will come of it.
I just don't think that they'll go anywhere with it.
I think that it would be great if they did. If they started actually prosecuting some people for this, if they started holding high-level government officials accountable for crimes that they committed in office.
Yeah.
And especially the use of government resources against political enemies and so forth, I think that would be a wonderful thing to have happen in this country. But
it would be. The part of the problem, though, is it goes down partisan lines again. And that's what's so disappointing about, like, I mean, it would be great if we saw that, but at the same time, it would be better if we saw something happen with the Epstein stuff, because the Epstein stuff crosses party lines.
Well, that's true.
They're all implicated, and I think that's the reason that if anything does come of this Russiagate stuff, like, that'll be the reason is, well, we can pin one side on this one, and the other one we're all kind of implicated.
Yeah.
So, and as a libertarian, I would rather see them all implicated. Let's purge the system.
Yeah, I agree.
So, because I just don't think there's very many libertarians on that list, man.
I think you're probably right about that.
I mean, maybe there's some shockers in there that I don't know about, but I just don't see it.
It might be because there's just not that many libertarians. I saw talking about immigration the other day, and of course, going after Trump's going after immigrants thing.
Yeah.
Which in some respects I agree with going after Trump for going after immigrants. The immigrants I thought he was going to be going after are not the immigrants that he seems to be going after.
Yeah, I think we're all kind of in that boat.
But anyway, they were saying, oh, no. Actually, it was about trans.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And there was like some question about trans people being involved in crimes or something like that. And maybe it was immigration. My head's all confused. I'm sorry. Yeah. But whatever the thing, whatever the subgroup was, they were saying that these people are more likely to be victims of a crime than perpetrators of a crime.
Yeah.
And I was like, of course. Every group is more likely to be a victim of a crime than a perpetrator of a crime. You can pick any group. White people, white men, straight white men, black lesbian women. Every single subcategory that you can come up with in this country is, except for criminals.
I was fixing to say, so are you saying that every group in this country has more victims than it has criminals? Like,
yeah, exactly. I was like, what kind of stupid statistic is that? Is anybody who stops and thinks about that is going to be like, yeah, that's true for everybody.
It should be, right? Like, I can't think of a group that it's not. Like,
except criminals.
Yeah, except criminals, yeah, exactly.
People in prison are more likely to be perpetrators of a crime than victims of a crime. I don't even know if that's true.
That may not be true. A lot of heinous stuff happens in prisons. I'm just saying.
That's what I hear. So anyway, I just like weird statistics that people use. Actually, this is a good time to introduce the topic that I forgot to tell you about.
Oh, okay.
And play this clip. Also, so I really need to move.
All right.
So we'll probably do this one in segments. We'll see if we want to stop and jump in places. I think we will.
Okay, let's hear it.
In the United Kingdom, they can work, pay taxes and serve in the military. Now, 16 and 17-year-olds might be able to vote in the next general election. These students are cautiously optimistic about the decision.
I'm happy about it because it's always really annoying watching like older people vote but there's not realistically it's not going to affect them. It's going to affect our futures. So yeah, I'm happy about it, but there is like that small worry about like people who are just going to like take their parents' opinions.
Oh, you want me to start? Okay. Yeah, well, that's just the intro, really. They're going into line, like Scotland and Wales already allow 16 and 17-year-olds to vote.
Yeah.
I found it interesting that they could join the military in the UK at 16, 17.
Oh, that is interesting. Yeah. I didn't know that.
They said that in the clip.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You just didn't pick up on that, I guess.
I missed that part,
That was like the very beginning of it. They can already serve in the military and so on,
Yeah.
But this is part of a Labor government pledge. I think that's the reason.
Yeah.
Is that there are multiple countries that allow this, like North Korea and Cuba, Argentina.
Argentina,
yeah. Mostly pretty left wing already.
Say,
Austria, Greece, I think, is 17.
It's a way that the left can expand their voter base.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it seems like to me.
Yeah, I would say it was pretty clear just like looking through the list of countries that allow 16 or 16 and 17 or 17-year-olds to vote.
Yeah.
Whose voting age is either 16 or 17. Maybe I should say. Most of the world is 18. Some is a lot older.
Yeah.
And of course, they've talked about doing that in the United States too.
Yeah.
I think but what I thought was funny particularly was the girl saying that she's concerned though that some of the young voters would just take their parents' opinions. Their parents that have lived 20 more years and experienced life and have a little bit more wisdom.
Yeah. Right? Who imagine that. Like
I just want to say to anybody who thinks that this might be a good idea, think of yourself at 16.
Yeah.
Were you prepared to vote in a way that was like reasonable at 16? I was a hardcore Marxist at 16.
Right.
And I think that that's really what it's about, is that most people are pretty left-wing when they're younger.
Yeah. I think that's the idea here, is that this is a way that they can try to expand their voting base.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. I mean, I've been a libertarian. I was a libertarian all through high school. Like I've been, I mean, probably not as educated of a libertarian as I am now, but I mean, I've always believed in freedom, and I've always known that the Republicans and the Democrats didn't really provide that. I mean, I've always just kind of seen the hypocrisy from either side. So I don't know, but yeah, it's not a good idea to let people that. I mean, I think personally, you should have to pay taxes to vote. If you're living off of the government, I just don't think you should get a vote in the government.
Yeah. I have said, like, I think I've said it on the podcast too, but I have been playing around with an idea in my head for a long time that the amount of taxes earns you votes. The amount of taxes that you pay earns you votes.
Yeah.
Like a share system, like stocks.
Well, yeah. Yeah, because you're a part owner in the government. If you're contributing to the government, I think you should get a say in how the government's ran.
Yeah.
If you're not contributing to the government, then you shouldn't have a real say.
Yeah. I mean, of course, the problem
I mean,
with that
you do
is
have
the
to
opposite.
live under that government, so there is that problem.
The problem you have there is the kind of the opposite problem that exists now, which is that large numbers of people who aren't that invested are able to use the government to expropriate from people who have done well.
Yeah.
You could run into the problem where small numbers of people who have done well are able to expropriate further from people who haven't.
Yeah.
I don't think that that's likely, though, because those people have competing interests.
Well, yeah, exactly.
The people at the bottom all share the interest of taking from the people at the top. The people at the top are trying to get more. They can't take much from the people at the bottom. They're trying to take from each other.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
So I think it's more likely to work that way. But the main thing is about that you have skin in the game.
Yeah.
Like if you've been successful, then the future success of this country is of more interest to you than people who haven't been.
Yeah. It gives them a reason to try to be more successful.
Yeah. Yeah. It puts the motivation in the right place, the incentives in the right place too.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just know that it doesn't work as it is. Of course, my ultimate plan is that nobody pays taxes.
Yeah. Well, and then there's that. Like, I guess I do have a conflicting problem here because I am not a big believer in taxes.
Well,
so.
they have some questions about this plan, so let's continue with the clip.
Okay.
Some Conservative critics have questioned whether young people should be able to vote when they aren't deemed old enough to get married or stand for election. But specialists say teens are well informed.
We know from where other countries where this is introduced is that actually 16, 17-year-olds are making decisions of an equal quality to older voters.
I really want to know how they assess the quality of political decisions.
It's because they're voting for left-wingers.
Yeah, it's like, did they vote Labour? Yeah, that's how it would go in the UK, I imagine.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that I can think of. Did they share the same opinion as me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I don't know how else you assess the quality of political decision making.
Exactly.
Anyway, I found that interesting.
Well, I mean, they refer to the experts, and I cringe every time I hear that word. Like, I don't know, that maybe that's just me, but
it might be just you. No, it's not. Definitely not just you. There's reason to question the experts these days. That's for sure. Yeah. I mean, well, we don't need to get into that at all.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's finish off the clip. But I had to stop there because, like, the idea of that their political decisions are of an equal quality with older voters. How do you assess that?
Yeah.
Like, I want to see this data.
They didn't vote for cartoon characters, so they must know what they must understand the politics behind it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm with you. I don't get it.
Yeah, that must be it. Yeah. But I think that the only way that you can assess that is if they would make the same decisions that I would make. I don't know how else.
Yeah.
I don't know how else. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
We'll finish off the clip here.
All right.
Young people have also expressed concern about misinformation on social media.
I think it's definitely a problem. Like, I know lots of people who are really very impressionable, but I think it is a small minority of people that will actually get affected by far right or far left social media.
The government announced the proposal on Thursday as part of a sweeping reform to the democratic system. It will also include extending acceptable forms of ID, improving postal votes and clamping down on rules on political donations. But first, it will have to be scrutinised by Parliament.
Well, at least we know that the UK is not done for yet. It still has to pass Parliament.
Yeah.
I find this to be a really poor idea. Like, the kids like, oh, well, but people on social media, that's where they're getting their information.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, so what's the quality of information? There is good quality information on social media if you know where to look. And he's probably right that few people will fall down the extremes of the left or the right, because few people generally fall down the extremes.
Yeah.
That's why they're extremes.
I was going to say they would be mainstream if they were.
Yeah, that's how extremes are defined.
Exactly.
So,
which, by the way, like, both sides in this country at least fall into the extremes if you go back 20 years ago. Like, the right wing, the left wing is way more extreme now than it was under Bill Clinton.
Oh, if you compare it to 20 years ago.
Yeah, my bad. I may have phrased that poorly.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you look at the left wing, like, of Bill Clinton versus Barack Obama, it's just, there's a lot of daylight between them two.
Yeah.
So, I mean, these things shift anyway, is kind of my point. But something else they mention in there is just how impressionable young people are.
Yeah.
And that is absolutely true. Like, I mean, a young person, you mention, hey, this Barack Obama guy's pretty cool. You should vote for him. Oh, okay. That sounds good to me. Like, that's going to be the extent of the research.
Yeah.
Like,
give me a day in a classroom full of 16-year-olds. They'll all be radical anarcho-capitalists by the time I'm done with them.
This is a good idea. We need to get you in the...
How come nobody's told me this before?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So... and I don't want to discount young people. I mean, I was one once, you know. I mean, I think that there's...
That's kind of the point, though.
Yeah, that there's a place. I mean, I think 18's the right age as far as voting age goes.
Yeah, I think if you're going to make any changes, you push the age up.
Yeah.
Now...
Well, I'm in the camp of, I kind of want less people voting and not more.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm with you on that.
Yeah. So this is another area where the landscape has changed. Wow, I took my notebook back there with me and I did not bring it back out.
Yeah.
The landscape has changed. I think 100 years ago, 16, 17-year-olds were probably perfectly capable of voting.
Yeah.
That they had more of an experience of, like, a real life that they could base their political opinions on. You had people that were having families at that age that already had kids, that was part of the culture. That wasn't something that was new, that were taking care of a household, that were working and had been working for a long time.
Yeah.
And I there's some indication that people were better informed on a lot of things 100 years ago than they are now. That our media was more successful of actually
the media
getting information out.
The media was better, and the people were just paid more attention.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a big reason.
Not as many distractions.
Well, yeah, there's that, and people just cared. Like, it mattered what your government was doing. You know?
I bought a book just recently about the modern media landscape called "Amusing Ourselves to Death."
Oh yeah,
I haven't read it yet, but
I like the
it's
title.
on the list. Yeah, I thought of that phrase when you said that. You know, like I would just because now we're just amusing ourselves to death. It's not the same at this point. The way people live their lives, I would say that you probably. Most people don't have enough experience of real life to start voting until they're probably in their mid-20s.
Yeah.
I mean, at 21 at least, 25 probably more likely.
21's probably fair. I don't know. I mean, you graduated at 18. You've had 21. You've had a few years out, either in college or on your own.
Yeah, but college is not real life. I can tell you that from experience.
Yeah, well, I don't have that experience, so I can't speak to it. I mean, I jumped into real life at 18.
Yeah.
So,
but at the same time, like, you know, I'd been working since I was 16 and so forth. Like
I started working at 15.
Yeah, actually,
so,
I did.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, I started working at 14 at scout camp, but that was.
Yeah.
I said technically, I think that I was like a volunteer or something. I don't remember exactly how they classify it. Well, I think I did.
Oh, okay.
But it wasn't very much.
Yeah.
I mean, mostly I got room and board.
Yeah.
They have to calculate some obscene number in there for room and board to, like, even when I was old enough, like my paychecks when I worked at scout camp were minuscule. The only way they could make that work as an hourly rate and meet the minimum wage laws would be to calculate in some really ridiculous number for room and board every
do you
week.
have to pay 14-year-olds minimum wage?
Yeah, no, maybe not, but you do 16-year-olds.
You definitely do 16-year-olds.
I mean, I was working at scout camp at 16, 18, 19, 20, 21. I mean, I made better money when I was like an adult.
Yeah.
There. I actually made reasonable money when I was an adult there, and you couldn't spend any money because you're stuck at scout camp for 5 weeks of the summer.
Having everything provided for you.
Yeah. Wasn't the best quality everything. I mean, we were sleeping in GP medium tents and
still provided.
Yeah, with lots of fans running because, oh my goodness.
Oh man.
Central Alabama forest heat, you know. That's beside the point. Like another thing in there, and this is just something to comment on really quickly, is them talking about some of the other changes that they're making about accepting more forms of ID. And of course, this is all things to expand the voter base, to make postal votes work better, and address money in politics. Yeah. And of course, my answer to that has long been, if you want to get money out of politics, you got to get politics out of money.
Yeah.
Like, that's the problem there, and it will always be the problem. As long as your government can pick winners and losers in the market and manipulate the money supply to such a great degree, then there's going to be money in politics. They'll just hide it in a different way.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they have a vested interest. If the government didn't have so much control over the money supply, credit supply, and the market success, those interests wouldn't be in the government.
Yeah. Yeah, they'd be where they need to be.
Yeah. I mean, it's valuable to spend money lobbying because the government can pick you as a winner in your market.
Yeah.
If the government couldn't do that, there's no need to spend that money there. You spend that money competing with your
your competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, but nobody seems to understand that or accept it.
Yeah.
And actually, speaking of that, that's something that I wanted to address, because I want this podcast to be a cut above in terms of the information that we provide, and sometimes we get a little sloppy with our language too. And I'm gonna just try and be more conscientious about using terms in the vernacular or they're like appropriate in the appropriate way. So like inflation is the one that I've been thinking about recently, because we did address the tariffs as being inflationary in a sense, but it's not inflation. It will cause price rises because price of inputs goes up.
Yeah.
But that's actually a separate phenomenon from inflation. Inflation is actually, like, as a technical term in economics, is always and everywhere a monetary phenomenon.
Yeah.
It's related to money supply and credit supply.
Yeah. How much money is available? The more money you introduce, the more inflation.
And I was thinking, like, a good example to express the difference is eggs, because almost all products, there's a combination of those two things going on.
That controls the price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we think about the price of eggs rising so much after, during and after COVID, part of it was an inflation as they increased the money supplies so much during COVID.
Yeah.
And dropped reserve requirements to banks to zero, which is another way of producing more money.
Yeah.
Creating more money out of nothing. There was an inflationary pressure on all prices that included eggs.
Yeah.
But there was also a price rise due to input cost changes and supply changes. Part of that, again, was due to government. Well, actually, it was all due to government something or other, but part of it was due to government imposing restrictions on who could work during COVID. So, the inflationary problem is that you have more money. The supply problem is that you have fewer goods. That causes prices to rise.
Yeah.
But only part of it is an inflation cause of price rises, and that's due to the reduced value of the money in circulation because it represents less production.
Yeah.
Then there was the reduction in production due to fewer people working, which also had an impact, although that one probably didn't have so much of an impact on eggs. The real problem with the supply of eggs was the bird flu paranoia.
I was fixing to say when we started slaughtering all the chickens.
Yeah. The bird flu paranoia reduced the number of eggs being produced because they killed all the chickens that were doing the egg laying. So that also caused a price rise, but that price rise was not as a result of inflation.
Yeah. That was a supply issue.
Yeah, that was a supply issue. Cost of inputs.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Rose, and that's the kind of price rise that results from tariffs is cost of inputs rise, and that results in a price change.
Yeah.
So, also reduced supply.
Yeah.
Can also occur because of inflation or because of tariffs as well.
Yeah, because why would I ship my stuff over there if I got to pay more and charge more? Mm-hmm. Like, it just doesn't. You hit a point where it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, where you're better off pushing your supply into some other location.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not giving you that burden.
Mm-hmm. Another thing about the tariffs, though, is that I've heard people go on about these tariffs that Trump has imposed are bringing in record amounts of revenue for the federal government.
Yeah, there's talk of a rebate for us taxpayers.
Well, I'd certainly like to see that. I'd be surprised.
Well, not only would I be surprised, it would probably cause more inflation.
Yeah.
Because that money is not going to come from the tariffs. It's going to come from the money printer.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And they'll do it not long before the midterm elections.
Yep.
So that we feel good about the Republicans going into the midterm elections.
Got to buy them votes.
Yep, exactly. But what I was going to say is that this just comes back around to the tariffs are a tax.
Yeah.
Because what the tariffs have done is they've caused your bank account to deplete and the government revenue to increase. Right. Just like every other tax.
That is how taxes work.
Yeah. So you're paying more for goods. The government is making more off of those goods. It's no different than a sales tax, really.
Yeah. It's just a tax in another form.
Yeah. That's all I've got. I really got to quit here too. We have gone over 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So yay.
Yeah.
But I've got to stop.
No, I feel you.
All right.
I think we pretty well covered everything.
Yeah. The other thing, it can wait. It's been going on for weeks.
Yeah, it'll be going on forever. So
probably. I hope not. Gosh.
I hope not, but you know.
Anyway, there's a little tease for next week, maybe.
Yeah.
All right.
Next week that won't be Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday.
Oh, right, because you're.
But we should be able to do Saturday.
Okay. Well, that's right now. That's easier for me anyway.
Yeah.
Like my arm is so sore after sitting in front of a computer all day.
No.
That like coming and sitting then in front of a mic for another hour is just not it's not fun. Like this is hard enough when I've been on the couch all day.
Yeah.
So Saturday. So I guess Saturday then. But we plan to be here next week. And in the meantime, you can follow us on Facebook. You can subscribe on iTunes, YouTube, or Podbean. Like and share. You can always email me, michael@thelibertymike.com. That's our website, thelibertymike.com. All our podcasts are there, articles that have been written, information about us and our purpose and that kind of thing.
Things of that nature.
Yeah. There's some stuff on there that's pretty interesting. Like go and read around on the pages that are there. It's not very well organized, the podcast page. It just runs on forever and ever and ever because we've done 270 something of these now. And I'm not very HTML skilled, so they're just like lined up.
Yeah.
There's
what more could you want?
Well, you could have next page. That would probably help. Some kind of search function. I don't really know how to do that either. If anybody wants to help with that, email me, michael@thelibertymike.com. I'd really appreciate it. I would love to have our webpage a little bit better organized, or easier to find things. That's what I mean, really.
Yeah. We just need an AI chat bot up there.
Oh gosh.
That'll give you everything you just asked for, man.
And more.
Yeah, exactly. The more is the worry, right?
Yeah. So anyway, we'll be back next week when we finally get this right. And in the meantime, try to stay free.
Life short, live free.
Ciao.
Later.